Hi, Luke Hawkins here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to become an authority and an expert in your niche. Now I want to talk to you about why it's important to become an authority and an expert in your niche. And I want to tell you that, in the entrepreneur world and even in life, there's a lot of noise out there and there's a lot of misinformation from different people that really has an effect on life. It has an effect on people's decision making, and it has an effect on the results that people get in their life. There's so much misinformation, and there's so many people that are, sharing things that are not true or sharing things that don't serve people, that for me, I believe it's about getting the right people to have authority and the right people to be seen as the expert in their niche based on truth of what really serves people. And for me, I want you to know that there's a cognitive bias in the brain, and it's called the authority bias. And what that means is that people are influenced or make decisions based on what the authority tells them to do, or whoever they perceive as an authority. People make decisions based on what that authority tells them to do. And an example of this is when you were young, you probably saw your school teacher as an authority. And so you did everything that school teacher asked you to do. And then what may have happened for you is you got to a point where you no longer saw your teacher as an authority anymore, and then you started to question them or even started to refuse to do what they asked you to do. And that's meaning that you lost the authority with that person. You lost seeing them as an authority. Another example is a doctor. Many people see a doctor as an authority. Not everybody, and everybody has their own personal opinion about this. But if you see a doctor as an authority or anyone as an authority, then you will listen to that information and you will act accordingly. So I want you to use this for good, use this for positive, and use this from a place of truth to be able to get the results that you want in your business. So probably the best way to become an authority in your field and become an expert is to add more value to other people's lives than anybody else. And that's what's going to cause you to influence people. And if you can solve people's problems for free and start solving the problems that they really want to have solved, and you don't ask for anything in return, and Gary Vaynerchuk called this give, then ask. And so if you can solve their problems, one thing you can do is ask, what is the top 10 problems of my marketplace or my ideal client that I can solve for free? And I believe just give away your best stuff for free. And if you can solve their problems, what do you think that will create? That will create massive trust with your brand, massive trust with you. And if people trust you, then when it comes to asking them for money or asking them for something in return, they're going to be far more willing to do that because you've added value to their life first. And one of the reasons people struggle to get authority or get credibility or become an expert is they ask from people too early. It's like taking a woman on a date and you're like, oh, on the first date, can you please come home with me? Like, very often that's too early. So in most cases. So you want to be able to add value up front and solve that person's problems up front. And if you can do that, they're going to be able to trust you. So the way that I call it, like Gary Vaynerchuk calls it, give, then ask, or jab, then right hook. And if you can give more value than anybody else, then people are going to respect you, people are going to trust you, and people are going to want what you have and even demand, for things to buy from you. So an example of this is like I've seen on Facebook where people post on Facebook and they go, here, buy my shit or buy my stuff. These are the posts, like buy, you got to buy this. And if you're doing that, like, people are not going to trust you, they're not going to want to do business with you because there's no relationship. And becoming authority is about who can create the most trusted relationships with the marketplace. You can market to people and you can be like, hey, buy my stuff, but they're not going to trust you, they're not going to buy from you. You probably buy Apple computers if you do, because you trust that brand. And you've got to a great place of authority or an expert in your field when people think of your industry and then they automatically think of your name. For example, if I say, what brand do you think of when you think of soft drink? Most of you would probably say Coke. If I say to you, when I say computers, what brand do you think of? And many of you might say Apple. all right? These are examples. You want to become known as the leader in your niche, and to do that, add more value than anybody else. The second way to be able to position yourself as an expert or an authority is to get extraordinary results. Demonstrate your results and share those results, and because a brand is your reputation, and your reputation is, a lot of it is related to the results that you get. So if you get great results in your business, then what I'd recommend you do is share those results online and share them with the world. And if you can do that, you're going to create what's called social proof. And that's a massive convincer for people to make a decision. If you see online about all these people, like your friends or family or people that you know, that are getting amazing results from a product or service, very soon you have a lot of certainty that that's going to work for you as well. So share your success with the world, those success stories, share those results, and really demonstrate those results. Now, you can do it based on those success stories, and you can also do it by live demonstrating what you do. I've seen people, if they were a chef, showing live what meals they cook. Or if I was selling, if I was a network marketing company selling water, showing live what the water does. Or if I was a coach, I could show myself live getting a result with somebody. It's a massive convincer because they can see it. And people have all different types of convincers. Some people get convinced by what they see, some people by what they hear, some people by what they read, and some people by doing it with you. So, another way to create authority is maybe give people a mini experience, like a little, taste of what you do for cheap, and that creates great trust with people that way as well. So by getting amazing results, what you're going to create is what's called raving fan customers. Satisfied customers go away, but raving fans stay. And if you look at the best brands on the planet, that are out there, all of them, what they have is these raving fan customers. And so how do you do that? You get better results for people than anybody else, and then you invite them to share, and invite them to share with other people and get them to share the results that they've got, and just add more value than anybody else. And you're going to create raving fan customers. So you've got to ask, what are the needs, the top needs of my client? People buy sometimes because they want to meet the need for certainty. Some people, they want to be certain that it's going to give them comfortable, it's going to make them feel comfortable, it's going to be, they feel certain that it's going to make them comfortable. That's one reason people buy. That's one need. Another need people use to buy things is because it gives them variety. It gives them, a change in their emotional state, or a change in their experience, or a change in their life. It meets their need for variety. Another human need is the need for significance. If people buy designer clothes, there's different needs you can use to buy those, but one of the reasons is it can be because it makes them feel significant. People buy things that make them feel significant. People like sitting at the front of the plane because it makes them feel significant. Another human need people use that they want to meet through buying your stuff is through the need of love and connection. If they can connect to you, or connect to your brand, or connect to what you give better than anybody else, if they can feel more love through you, or more connection, to other clients through you, or to you than anybody else, then you're going to serve them at the highest level. And the fifth human need is the need for growth. Do they feel by buying your product or service they can grow more with you than anybody else? And the sixth human need is the need for contribution. Do they feel that because of them buying this from you, that you contribute to their life more than anybody else? And they're the six human needs. And you've got to find the top. Everybody has top two needs that are driving them. If you find those and you meet those needs better than anybody else, then you're going to create raving fan customers. And you've got to keep innovating the way you meet those needs. Keep innovating. What is a new way you can meet their needs? And that means you're always staying ahead of the game. And the third way to be positioned as an expert or an authority is that you must be able to get people's attention. And there's a principle in social psychology called the mere exposure effect. And what that means is that once people have seen something often enough or frequent enough, by means of repetition of seeing it so often, that causes them to want to buy that thing. It used to be 10 years ago that you used to see a piece of marketing from a company and you used to be exposed to that about 5 times that would cause you to want to engage with that or be interested to buy that. But now it's actually 14 exposures. So people have actually got to see you 14 times before they even engage in what you have and then want to buy what you have 14 times. So are you on all social media platforms? Are you being seen all the time? And is it actually value? Like, don't give out shit that's not valuable. Give out stuff that's valuable, but give it frequently so you can be seen more often and get more attention than anywhere else. You know, I know it's not just the best product. The best product will do well, but the best product and the best known product is what will take the market. McDonald's doesn't have the best hamburgers, but they do better in hamburger sales because they're known more than any other company in hamburgers. So get known. Fourth thing is you've just got to be congruent. Be congruent means just live what you teach. If you're a coach, for example, and you're telling people, you know, you can quit smoking, you know, and you're selling that, like, don't be smoking. You know, if you're telling people like, here, I can help you lose weight, then, you know, make sure your health is good. If you're selling people, here you go, you've got to love yourself, then make sure you're being that. Make sure you're being what you're selling. There's nothing more important than that. And that means that gives you an extraordinary confidence to sell to people and to carry yourself in the world. If you enjoyed this video, then what I'd love you to do is just click the like button below and leave a comment or ask a question. I'd love to answer that in the comment section below, and click the subscribe button so that you never miss a video.